listening to Feta Sports on the VSiN Podcast Network.
Hello, folks. Welcome to the Feta Sports Podcast. In week one, I went 0-2. That means I lost 2 games out of 2 picks. Ouch. Fade Phil. Fade us! So you would have made money if you went with the title. Mikey on the other side did go 2-0. So the world is upside down,
Good job,
in my opinion, that he won 2 and I did not. Listen, we're starting with David Woodley. David Woodley, listen. Woodley, you are such a baller, man. 3 young kids. Okay. We heard Mike whining all week about, it was really hard for him to come over here. So can we give Mike a round of applause for showing up?
Thank you, Mike.
Mike, thanks for making it 20 minutes over here. By the way, I flew in from Northern California.
7 miles.
By the way, Cantu flew in from Portland, Oregon, and David Woodley with 3 young kids and his wife who's mad at him now. Well,
no, she's
okay. She puts up with him. Yeah, okay.
What's
Understanding.
What's up?
But should be mad. But he lives in New Jersey. And Woodley was at the Minnesota Vikings Chicago Bears game. We call him a homer, but he showed up last night. Woodley, let's see. What do you got there, Woodley?
Yeah, we got the J.J. McCarthy jersey,
Oh, you think?
on his way, first win in a Hall of Fame career. Only,
At halftime, you were cursing. The world was upside down, and he's the worst draft pick that ever lived.
Well, he needed the motivation. He clearly heard it because he came out of halftime and immediately threw a pick 6, which really didn't help too much. But no, it was awesome going into enemy territory. I've been to a lot of Vikings games. Most of them losses, most of them crushing losses. What a game though.
You know what I love, Woodley? First of all,
and to J.J. McCarthy, we're gonna toast to that.
Your passion. Okay, for your team, like Mike was speaking the truth.
I had 3,000 on the other side, and I have to toast to this idiot.
You were cursing. Woodley's like, McCarthy sucks. Our whole year is ruined. How could they do that?
I said
by
he's
the
gonna
end
be
of the
good.
game, Mike. By the end of the game, do you know what Woodley said? He said, "Oh, he actually wrote this. Looks like he'll be the next Joe Montana." Then he sent more evidence of Steve Young, because Steve Young's the only quarterback in his first game to come back from 10 down. So Woodley, suddenly everything's coming up roses.
Told him
you got
at
the McCarthy
halftime
on.
it's going to be growing pains. It's his first start, and he's like, rah, 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 rah. And I'm like, the guy's first start. What do you want? I said I'm big on McCarthy. Not this year.
He did look terrible, but once they were down by enough and they took the training wheels off, he did what winners do, right? Stopped thinking so much.
You
and just
mean
started
the
winning.
Bears do what the Bears
Cheers.
do?
Cheers.
Is that what you mean?
That too. That helps.
We all had the Vikings.
Those guys are toasting a little champagne here. I like it. And Cantu, you better get ready. I know what your rant is. I'm really looking forward to this rant. Poor Mikey. Cantu, what do you have for us?
Another year, another pick'em contest. Last year, just a quick recap, he was 126 out of 127. Me and Phil figured that would happen. He went 25 games under 500. That would happen 1 out of every 186 years.
Yeah.
All right. So week 1 of the of our pick'em contest, there's 115 players. Mike went 110 out of 115. There it is.
Now 3.
There it is. 110 out of 115. Just so the viewers at home can see it. It was awful. Then I had to listen to Mike just going crazy because the Bills came back. He's telling me, oh, it was a lock. Then I had to hear.
I have to hear. I had the Ravens and
Mike, you'll have a
Mike?
chance to respond.
Yeah, and then we had to hear, because everybody was on the Vikings. We were all having a great time. Like everybody but Mike. And then Mike's like, oh, this is a 1 in 1,000 shot. It's 1 in 1,000. I can't believe it. Oh, the other one's a 1 in 25. I can't believe that happened. Mike, it's called the NFL. This happens. I'm sorry.
no, that's why it's tough to pick more than 3 games a week.
You're just always on the wrong side. I don't know.
I went 4-6, and I actually would have gone 5-5. But my best pick, the Cowboys. At the pick'em contest, he had the game a point off. So I
Mike,
didn't
can
take
you
it.
explain to the poor viewers at home, you gave them 2 winners somehow.
Yeah.
But then didn't manage to actually use them. You lost your number 1, your number 2, your number 3, your number 4, and your number 5 pick. We have proof of that too.
Yeah.
But it's right there on the board. You only had 11 points.
What?
You lost your top 5 picks and yet went 2-0 on the podcast.
That's awful.
And went 4-6, and I didn't use.
But why? Why? Did they
Okay.
change the lines on you?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, we have a retard that runs our pick'em contest, and he
Mark Gregorich?
He decides on Thursday, he uses the opening line on Thursdays, and then on Saturday at 11 p.m. at night, he changes everything to the current line and then says, oh, throw these lines at you. Well, I had 2,000. I'd laid 7.5 on Denver. I had 2,000, and I took 8.5 with Dallas. And then I thought it was genius. Are we allowed to curse? Because not allowed.
No, but continue.
No, go on.
They
Okay.
beat you.
Then I thought I was a genius, and everything went back to what's gone on with me for, this is my rant, by the way, for 40 years. I picked 2 games, the only 2 games I'm supposed to bet. They both win. And then I think I'm some genius, and then I bet 1,000 on Atlanta. The idiot missed the field goal. I bet 1,000 on Miami. They never had a chance, right? And then I bet 1,000 on Detroit. They never had a chance. So now I'm only up 1,000 or 800 with juice 700 instead of 4,000. So I'm tilted. So what do I do, which I've done every year for 40 years straight, is I bet 4,000 on the Ravens, 2,000 on the game, 2,000 at halftime. By the way, I laid pick at halftime, and they led by 15 with 4 minutes to go, and they were going to have to get 2 scores because on the first score, they're going to kick the extra point, which they did. So I'm still going to win, and I somehow find a way to lose both of those. So now I'm down 4,000 for the week. That's not counting the 2,000 that I bet on the U.S. Open final that I lost, or the 2,000 I bet on the Michigan Wolverines that I lost. And then I go and I fire 4,000 on the Bears, and somehow they were 100-1 favorite and lost in back-to-back days. That is my rant. That is what I've done for 40 years. Go 2-0 or 3-1 and go broke. I went back to my old self.
I love it.
I went back
Okay,
to my old
Mike.
self.
Okay, Mike. My rant is a little bit similar to yours. Okay. Might I point out? Oh, I have to hammer you, Mike. I've won 10 years in a row sports betting. Oh, because of one thing, not because of my picks. I'm 0-2, but because I bet a lot and NFL totals. I keep hitting those. So, but meanwhile, every day you tell me I'm an idiot when it comes to sports. You've lost $4 million, so I think you've lost.
You're an idiot.
You've lost the right to ever say anything. But listen, my rant isn't about that. My rant is about a lot of us, probably most of the people listening to this podcast have a bookie. Now, my bookie has the rules set up where Sunday at midnight, whatever your total is, that's what you have to pay. So there's an $8,000. Well, let me finish. There's an $8,000 number. Most people can relate to this, Mike. There's an $8,000 number. So I see that I'm minus 9,800 going into the Rams game. So now I have to bet $3,000 on the Rams to try to keep my number below 8,000 so I don't have to pay.
How do you have an $8,000 limit, Phil? I mean,
No, that's a square up number.
It's a square up number, Mike. It's a
Not a
payout.
limit. Square up number.
yeah, in case you might not pay if it's more than that. Sure.
No, I mean, like I think most people have a number. I could set it at 20,000 if I want. But the point is, I mean, okay, Mike, you really are something special. Okay, you really are. You really
This
are.
is
Like,
common, Mike. I think most viewers at home have a set
yes,
number.
but not Mike. He's never heard of it before.
Not
Okay,
with Phil
Woodley.
Hellmuth, there shouldn't
Woodley,
be a
we
settled
heard.
number.
We heard
Only
we
broke
heard,
people.
but I think you have something special planned for your rant. We've heard 3 rants. Woodley, what do you got?
We're playing, it's a great week. We're just playing the hits, So we're going to go back to the dying Kelsey multiverse. We're going to start out with Travis Kelsey, who just laid an egg in their, that big game for them to come back, silence the doubters, coming back from the Philadelphia Eagles massacre. What happens? Well, the first thing he does is he injures, and probably not, I don't know how long he's out for.
He's gone for the
He
year.
knocked out their only wide receiver, Xavier Worthy, who had the coming out party of all coming out parties in the Super Bowl. And then he dropped, I can't even remember. There's been so many games since then. It feels like a week ago. But then he dropped the easiest pass ever. I think they were going down to tie it or win or whatever. Just
He did have a
butterfingers.
touchdown pass, though.
He did, but he dropped it when it counts the most.
No.
So Travis, this is it, man. This is like the swan song. You got to get together. And then we go to Jason Kelsey, and man,
Oh my
with this,
God.
we were here live when this all happened, and I wasn't hearing it at the time, and we saw the whole what's his name, Jalen Carter, spit on Dak or whatever, and a big scandal, whatever, and then we have Jason Kelsey, the man that if people haven't heard his opinion in the last 30 seconds. Has to get out there and do it. And this tweet, I'll get into why it's so bad in a second, but this is the most wild start to an NFL season of all time. First play of the game, yada yada yada. I mean, everyone knows you don't spit, you swallow, obviously, and it's just like.
Did he delete that?
No, it's still there.
I don't think it's that bad. I know we all talked about it. You three think it's bad. I didn't.
No, it's not. It's not like I'm not offended by it. Like it, It
How old are your kids, Woodley?
But they're
not on Twitter.
Baby and 2.5 and 5.
But there are a lot of younger people.
Kelsey has 4 daughters.
Sorry, it's pretty low class.
It's just low. It's not funny. It's not clever, and it's I don't know. It's low class, and just again, dude, like just once the wedding's over, they're done. Like this, the whole family.
Okay, as you know, I am a fan of the Kelsey-verse. Taylor Swift, I think she's a big rock star. Cantu, I know you're a fan as well. Are you going to defend? He does have Buffalo like hot wings. He did some kind of deal.
I don't think it's that big of a deal. I just don't.
It's right up Cantu's alley.
Oh, that's a low blow. I think X is like a platform for like safe space stuff. Like, there's not many kids on there. There shouldn't be.
Well, he bombed. It wasn't funny though. That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, look, not every tweet's gonna hit. I think we've all sent one out that didn't hit.
We probably shouldn't be the moral police.
Yeah.
Here, by the way. So
no, not on X.
No, we're not the moral police.
That's a battleground on X.
Yeah.
A bad tweet.
All right, so listen, guys. After the break, we've delivered 4 rants for you people at home. We're going to have 8 picks coming, including our first and second picks. That's 8 picks total. Now, I think we had a consensus pick until Mike changed his mind. Can't wait to give you that one.
And I'll tell you why I did it.
Mike, see you on the other side.
This is Veda Sports, only on the VSiN Podcast Network.
Hello, folks. Listen, the average Joe winner, Patrick O'Connell, is this week's winner. And because he already had an EdgeBoost account, he doubled his $500 and won $1,000. Boy, we really like EdgeBoost Sports. Woodley, like president of EdgeBoost Sports. He wasn't the only hot hand. 6 contestants went a perfect 7-0, and 4 of them are VSiN Pro subscribers. Interesting. Ooh, they're learning from everybody but us, apparently. Maybe from Mike. The contest is free to enter. And every week you can win cash prizes, plus quarterly prizes like a trip to Vegas with a Circa Resort stay. Enter any time this season. Maybe even be a guest appearance on our show. Enter anytime this season at VSiN.com/show. VSiN.com/show. Okay. Back to business. Back to our picks. Okay. Woodley, we're going to let you lead us off with your number 1 pick. Mike, what's it going to be?
Oh, my God. He's going to pick the Minnesota Vikings on a short week that looked like dog crap all week, all game against Atlanta, right?
You're stealing my thunder here, Mike. I don't know how you might. Did you dream that up? Was that one of your premonition
dreams? No, that's what you did every week last year. Yeah. So why not?
And some of us finished at the top of the table, and some of us finished at the bottom of the table.
True.
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious. We're going Vikings at Atlanta. Again.
Is it 4.5, Woodley?
Hey, it opened 5.5. It's down to 4.5. You're getting a better number now.
I am getting a better number.
Yes.
This is why we do it today. It'll go back up. Don't worry, Mike. We'll get it back up there. 4.5. Playing Atlanta. Listen, the NFL knows what it's doing here. All right. J.J. McCarthy's first 2 games in the NFL, starting games in the NFL, the opening Monday night game, and then the big Sunday night game with Kirk Cousins coming back home or coming back to Minnesota, but he's going to be sitting on the bench. Seeing him get smoked like so many times when he was quarterback there. I was not impressed with Atlanta versus Tampa. They got a couple they have a couple weapons. They have Robinson, and they have a kicker that can't make a kick. And
he's the best kicker in the league before that kicks.
You missed it. They're okay, but that place is. I mean, Minnesota's gonna be rocking. I mean, you have no idea how much they love McCarthy. Like this this franchise has been waiting for a
Wait. The game's in Minnesota.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
This
Woodley,
franchise is-
Woodley, I'm just going to agree with your pick. I love it. And I'm going to let you continue talking. But I just want to tell you, I love it. And by the way, I thought Minnesota's defense was fantastic. I put it in our text stream. Mike said they suck. I said, Mike, they gave up 10 points in 3 3/4 of the game. 10 points that defense gave up. They looked great to me. They were all over the court. Their defensive line looked phenomenal. Love the defense. Love your pick. Woodley, continue. I cut you off.
No. It's the place can be rocking. I mean, you haven't seen excitement like this in Minnesota for a very, very, very long time. Like, we've always had good quarterback play, but it's never a rookie. It's never the future of the franchise. Like, Kevin O'Connell, again, has molded yet another quarterback into someone that looks like, at the very least, should be able to, like, take them to the playoffs, right? Easily. They're going to be better too. You know, their defense I thought was great. You know, they have a million weapons. You know, Addison's not back. They'll be okay there. Thielen, he won't drop the ball this time. And the only kind of weak spot they did have was on the line, but they were also missing their best lineman with Darisaw, so he'll be back as well. Vikings are going to smoke them. That I wish I could go to that game, but that would actually.
Woodley, your wife really will kill you.
She will kill me at that point. Yeah.
Cantu, what do you think of this pick? Vikings at home.
I think Woodley, when he gave us Vikings picks all last year, he was about 13-4 or 14-3. He was, I mean, it was weekend.
We can call him a homer, but he kept hitting.
If you just win, I don't care how you do it.
Agreed.
So he has been hot. He's almost always right with the Vikings. What a weird game it was. The first 3 quarters, the Vikings were terrible, but they just came into their own. That defense was playing so good in the fourth quarter. It looked like they weren't even like defending. Did you guys notice that?
I thought they were good in the third quarter too.
Or maybe the last half of the third quarter, wherever the exact line is. But man, that fourth quarter, it almost looked like the Bears didn't even have a line anymore. I don't know. Did it seem like that to you guys? They were just running through and hitting hard, making all the plays.
Yeah, their defensive line. Yeah, they were in the quarter. They were in the backfield. You're right, Cantu. Every play.
JJ McCarthy was awful in the first half.
Well, it's
awful. He came into his own. You could tell his confidence. He has been on championship runs before. I'm agreeing with Woodley. I'll do 4.5.
You know, it's funny. They came out yesterday after the game and they talked about it. And like after he'd like thrown that pick 6, he like came into the huddle and he said, and you know the team was a little bit down or whatever. He said, "Is there anywhere else on earth you'd rather be than here?" And they're putting this on like T-shirts. I'm not even kidding. They're putting this on like T-shirts. It's like, would you rather be anywhere else but here, or whatever? And he has that swagger. And like he's not a rookie, but he was a rookie, as Mike says. To come in there down 11 in a very hostile environment, you got to understand they were doing the whole Ring of Honor thing for the Bears 85 Bears 40th Super Bowl anniversary. Like those are rivals. To go in there and do that is incredible. And now he's gonna be at home. Like, he's not going to have to worry about the crowd.
Woodley. Okay, Homer Woodley. Mikey, what do you got for us? Because this should be a consensus pick.
Do not know what they're even watching, okay? The Bears destroyed them in the first half. The coach doesn't kick the field goal on 4th and 3. Then with 11 seconds to go, all he has to do is just play back so they don't – the Vikings are like, oh, you're just going to play the run? We'll just throw it. And then they give them a free 3 at half. So instead of being up 23-3, they're
6.
up 17-6.
It was 10-6.
No, they missed the field goal in the second half. They didn't go for the field goal in the first half, and they gave up the 3 that gifted them at half. So if it was 20-3 or 23-3, they wouldn't have been able to run the ball. The reason why McCarthy was able to throw the ball is they established the run down 11, and then you had wide open receivers. But the coach was such an idiot for the Bears. That's why they were in the game. They were completely outplayed, and then they were gifted the game. And then when the Bears had a chance at the end, all he has to do when they score with 2:02 left is kick it out of bounds. They get the ball at the 40, and maybe they get the ball back with a minute to tie it. That the idiot kicked it into the field of play. They ran it out, and the game was over. The Vikings were terrible, and they will not only not cover, they will lose to the Falcons. The Falcons played great against a great Tampa Bay team, and they gave it away, the kicker.
Okay, Mike. Okay, listen, we have to move on to our next pick. Cantu, what do you have? By the way, that's 3 of us against Mike. I don't think he did well last year under that scenario. What do you got, Cantu?
Monday Night Football. The latest start I've ever seen of an NFL game. It is Chargers at Raiders, 3.5. The Raiders are getting 3.5. This is going to be for who's in for first place. There's 3 teams, 1-0 in the division. But this is a first place game. Things to note. My Geno Smith, ex-Seahawk. As we know, I love the Seahawks. Geno Smith and Pete Carroll, did they come to play? Did Geno Smith come to play? He looks like the old Geno, not like with the old coach before Carroll retired. He's back. He was 24 of 34 for 362, one touchdown, one interception. Bowers looks incredible. That place is going to just be rocking. There is going to be a lot of drunk fans for a 7:00 start. What do you think?
Okay, I'm just going to say this. We're going to talk about this later, but my number 2 pick happens to be, you're betting against Jim Harbaugh. I'm going to take the Chargers.
Oh, you're
All
going
right,
against
I'm going
Pete
to take
Carroll?
the Chargers. Now, listen, but 2 great coaches. Now, as you know, my preseason pick, I had the Raiders to win over 6.5 games because of Pete Carroll. So the 1-0 was a great start for me. That helps. But I just don't see them beating Harbaugh. Now he's in his second year. It's amazing to watch what he's done. Well, we've all known that he has a great quarterback, right? And so, but now now it seems like he's instilled all this confidence. There's a year of it out there. Harbaugh's had a chance to put everybody in the right position. It's been a year. Now, Pete Carroll, another guy who's going to have everybody in the right position. Right position. Every player is going to. That's what I love about these great coaches, right? But it's still his first year there. So I think Chargers are going to win big in this game. I'm dead opposite of your pick. All right, Mikey, what do you think? Las Vegas, you could go to this game.
makes
Mike.
sense.
I've told you guys this all the time. When there's a 2.5 at home, they're begging you to bet the home team. When there's a 3.5 on the road, what are they begging you to do? Bet the home, take the home team in the 3.5. That's why they put the line out there like that. I truly, after I looked through the stats and everything, I didn't really watch this game, but Woodley seems to be right on that. If it wasn't for these ridiculous turnovers, they probably would have lost this game. And they're going. I know these teams usually play really close games, but I just go with when the line is 3.5 with a team that just got a big road game. Remember, they have to travel.
Mike thinks there's somebody upstairs in one of these casinos.
I know when
who
they
knows the result in advance.
No, I
when
know
they
what
say
they want you to
3.5,
bet.
this way, with 2.5 that way.
I'm telling you, when they lay 2.5 on a home team, like when they want you to bet the home team.
Right. Okay. So they want you to bet. So some guy somewhere says,
Right.
"All right, we want you."
Okay.
Like, okay.
When
so
they
you
lay
don't want to bet against.
3.5, they
So that's
want
some
you to
guy
take
at
the
the top
hook.
of the casino. Mike does not want to bet against him ever.
I can simplify it a bit without actually talking
You
about
know
the
what I'm
game.
saying. Go ahead.
Talking about the
Woodley.
game. No, I like the Chargers, but quite a bit here. I wasn't in. I mean, I like an idiot. I had, and we'll talk about this later. I had New England in the survivor.
Okay, Woodley,
pool.
hold on. We
But
got to stick to the
But there,
format
that was
here.
another 2.5 at
Hold on.
home.
No,
we're gonna hear
they
what
should-
Woodley thinks of this game. Beta Sports is brought to you by Splash Sports. Splash Sports podcast the Splash Sports product is really incredible. I love playing it. Now, you talk about, I said, the Mongo Bongo of Survivor contests is here. All right, behind us, $35 million. Online, it's Splash Sports. You don't even have to leave your home. Woodley, you and I have like $35,000. Actually, I'm in a $50,000 pool there. Nick Wright's hosting a contest with me. Splash Sports is starting to rise, and I love them. Now, on the way back, we're leaving now. We're on the way back here, we're going to have Woodley talk about who he likes at home here in Vegas. Mike might even go to the game, probably not. Cantu, I want to also hear what time that game starts. See you guys in a minute.
This is Veda Sports, only on the VSiN Podcast Network.
And we're back. First thing I want to say, David Woodley, before you tell us that you love the Chargers, which I think you're going to say, where can we get this podcast?
You can get it everywhere, Phil. Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Google Podcasts, and of course, VSiN.com.
And hit the
/podcasts.
subscribe button. Subscribe.
By the way, I listened to the podcast just on audio, no video. I did that like last week, and I loved it. I was like, wow, it was pretty good, because I thought it would be better to
Did you
have
pat
all of us
yourself
in
on
there.
the shoulder a couple times?
I thought we did a good job. Not just
First
me,
time.
but
Hey, it was first time.
We'll
It was a
pat,
joke.
it was pretty good. All right, Woodley, tell us why you love the Chargers
Uh,
and Jim Harbaugh.
And yeah, I like Harbaugh. Jim. Yeah, Jim.
Jim?
Yeah,
The
I
one
like
that
Jim.
knows how to coach.
I don't like
The one that
John.
knows
I
how
don't
to
like John
coach.
right
The
now.
one that won you a national championship, Woodley.
But not me. I'm an Oklahoma guy. But yes, he won JJ
You own a
McCarthy
sports
one.
bar in Michigan.
This is true.
Made a lot of money
it's
from
good.
that.
It's good business. It's good for business. But I think most of all on this is Raiders did not look good versus New England. Like I unfortunately had to watch that garbage game because I had a survivor pick on him, wrong side. Good,
Geno
good
was
stuff.
good. I mean,
Geno was fine, but Geno did what he always does though. Where was his pick? Driving down the field,
Yeah.
throw the world's dumbest pass into double or triple coverage on like a second down, kill the drive. Like I can't do it. So Geno's good for one of those a game. I think he had 7 or 8 interceptions last year in the red zone. Harbaugh's this Chargers team is freaking stacked, man. Like that team looked good. They ran KC.
They ran it down
They ran
their
them off the field. Like KC did their thing like they always do, where they are always somehow still in the game because of Mahomes and Mahomes magic. But the Chargers smoked them, and I think the Chargers. It's one weekend. I don't want to. There's a lot of reasons.
Could you believe Herbert just came out throwing the ball too? Like we're all expecting just to start with a run.
Herbert looked
It was a
great.
Herbert pass. He passed 8 of the first 9
I
plays
mean,
of
this
the
is
game.
back-to-back
Stunning.
games. The Kansas City's defense has been shredded.
He's got the top, the new wag, everything. It's impressing her. They're
And yet,
all
Mike,
the momentum.
let me just say this. Raise your hand if you like Chargers. Oh, sorry, Cantu.
Get ready
Bad
for
pick.
a little underdog. The
Bad
Raiders are
pick.
back. I only have the Raiders to go over 6.5 games. I put 1,000 on it. I'm looking good. One.
You're
Now,
gonna-
man,
you're
if
gonna-
they
you're gonna
steal
need
this
it.
game, the hype around the VSiN studio outside here is
Patriots
going to be
over-under was
real
4.5
high.
Yeah.
last year. They won game 1. How'd
Mikey?
they do?
Give us your number 1 pick of the week.
This game I love, and it's not because that Danny Dimes broke the NFL record, 7 possessions, 7 scores, never been done in history. Okay, that's not why. It's because Denver, I said it before the season, they're 9.5 win total. I had them in Survivor. I had them where I laid 7.5. Yeah, they covered for me. The team had 4 turnovers. They're only the 5th team in 2 years to win with 4 turnovers. And they were sloppy. They're going on the road to Indy. Indy just came off a bludgeoning. That home crowd is going to be pumped. I've always said if Danny Dimes has an offensive line where they could run the ball, that this guy is good, and that the Giants were just a really bad run organization. He looked unbelievable. I just don't. How can they have Denver favored here? Denver won 10 games last year, 9 against losing teams. They were life and death against a rookie quarterback at home because of all their mistakes. I just don't think that they're going to fix it. And Indy looks so good. I like Indy money line. I like them plus the 2. And I really, really like this pick a lot.
Woodley, thoughts?
I'm actually not very high on either team. On our first podcast, I actually liked the Broncos under overall, but I do like the Broncos in this game. That offense is, but that defense is legit, and
It is legit. It's very good.
It's going to be a much different beast for them this week instead of playing. It was the Dolphins.
The Dolphins were missing 2 cornerbacks.
They're terrible.
And you were like, oh, well, who cares if they were missing cornerbacks? It's Danny Dimes. Well, guess what?
Yeah,
it made a big difference.
Danny Dimes, I don't think he's as bad as people make him out to be. I don't think he's as good as Mike thinks. But this Denver defense is legit. I mean, that Titans offense can do anything through the air. I mean, they were harassing Cam Ward and everything. I love them. I love the Broncos in this, but it's a tough one. So I'll take them.
I'll just say it really is a tough pick for me. I do lean a little bit towards Denver because of the defense. I was a little disappointed. That's a game that I watched, and it was a little disappointing. Their offense to me just, and I was kind of expecting the Oregon kid to step up. This quarterback, and he did, but it was a little bit weak for me. Cantu, thoughts?
Denver was 1. They won by 8, but they're very underwhelming. I think it's kind of a consensus right here. He was. I'm not high on Denver at all. I think both these teams are an 8-9, 9-8 team. I don't think they're going anywhere. This isn't the year. Now, with that said, Colts looked really good. I mean, that game was over in the first quarter. It just there's no fight in the Dolphins.
The shock, is that they couldn't score. This is an offense that put up a lot of points when Tua was on the field, and they couldn't score. That's the thing.
I think there's locker room problems in Miami. That's a whole different. That's a whole different subject. Like, there's something wrong over there. With that said, I do like the Colts. I think they keep it going in week 2. I think this is a very close game, though, and I don't love it.
Okay, guys, time to move on here to Phil Hellmuth, number 1 pick of the week. They're going to put it on the board right now. Steelers -3, although I see right now it's -2.5. So shop around a little bit, but I see 2.5 at our league right now. I'm going with 2.5. Man, Rodgers, he did enough. He scored, 31 points? He did enough. And the Pittsburgh Steelers did not look good. I mean, I give Fields a lot of credit for the Jets, because he was able to every time I watch Fields play, his escapability is right up there, almost with Lamar's, right? Almost. I said almost. Almost. It's amazing how he just is always breaking out and getting 5, 10, 15, 25 yards. So, so I think Pittsburgh's going to do a lot better against this team. And so I love Pittsburgh as my number 1 pick, -2.5. Woodley.
Yeah, I like. I'm going to be on the other side.
Against Seattle, by the way.
I'm going to be Seattle. Yeah, Seattle's my number 2 pick at their field goal underdog or whatever. But Rodgers came out. They looked good against a Jets team that looked completely lost. Let's be honest. Like the Jets.
You mean the Jets team had the worst defense in the NFL after Week 4 last year? That defense.
Pittsburgh is lucky they won that game too against a pretty bad team there. Seattle, on the other hand, 1,000,000% should have won that game. Seattle wins that game if the coach doesn't. The dumbest potential play call of the year was they had it 4th and inches in the 4th quarter. Tie game with less than 3 minutes left, 4th and inches, which any freaking team in the world can get. How they don't go for it there, you go for it there, you milk the clock. In worst case scenario, you kick the field goal again in another minute and a half, and you give the Niners, the ball with a minute left and no time. That's just perplexing. And then the guy dropped it went through his hands, all that crap. Like Dwight.
So you like the Seahawks?
I love the Seahawks. I love the Seahawks. I think it's a huge bounce back for them. I actually think that defense is really, really good. I think they played great against the Niners. I think the offense, I think the offense looked okay. It's going to take a minute to gel, but I'm just not a big believer in the Steelers team. And a field goal is a lot in the NFL. I think the Seahawks win it outright, and if they lose, it's going to be a very close game. So
they're going to win by 20. It's a long Seattle all the way to Pittsburgh. Now, Cantu,
know how much I get mad at.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
You know how much I get mad at Seattle homer, right? And how I told you Darnold sucks and they ain't going. And me and you had Frisco last week, but I watched the game. Okay, their defense was legit. I mean, Purdy made some great throws after the coach grenaded, like you said. And listen, I give it to Purdy. McCaffrey was amazing. He ran it down their throats a lot. But now the Pittsburgh's going from the worst defense in the NFL the last 13 weeks last year to maybe a top 5 defense coming off of a loss. And I'm going to tell you right now, you think Rodgers is going to sit back there and sidearm to wide open people with that rush?
It's a long flight over there, Mike.
It's a long flight over there, but I'm going to tell you right now, I just can't. It was 3 when I left the house.
Cantu, you're a Seattle homer.
I like the 3.
Do you like them as well? Is that your number 2 pick? Seattle?
No.
Okay.
No, are you shocked?
No, I'm not asking number 2 pick. I'm asking comment on this game.
Oh, yeah. I like Seattle. I like them small. I don't love the game.
But I am shocked. Continue.
Yes, I know. I thought I'd shock you right there. I do think Seattle wins.
2 homers.
I think the game is going to fall right in that 1-2-3 either way. I think this is going to be a really tight game, come down to a last possession. But, man, did the Steelers' offense look good. I was listening to some shows.
Good against the worst defense in the NFL.
Okay, wait. So what I'm hearing is all 3 of you like Seattle.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And Phil Hellmuth likes Pittsburgh. Oh, I love this. I really love this. All right, Danny, I'm sure you posted our picks. Post them, our number 1 picks. Put them up there on the screen for us. Coming out of the break, we're going to give you our number 2 picks. And we're going to talk Survivor Pool. We've been hot in Survivor Pool, folks. We've been hot.
Everyone's been hot.
Everybody's been hot, Bill.
Except for me.
Except for the only one that lost a Survivor pick this week is Woodley, who lost 2 of them.
This is Veda Sports, only on the VEASAN Podcast Network.
Welcome back to the Circa, to VEASAN. Brian Musburger. He's in the booth back there. We get him extra credit when we mention his name. Brian invented VEASAN. Good job, Brian. All right, time to move on to business. My number 2 pick has already been covered. I love the Chargers. We talked about the Chargers. And so we're not going to have to spend much time on this because we've already gone thoroughly through that one. Now, I believe that Woodley, all right, you guys in the studio, get ready. Back there, we're going to post Woodley's number 2 pick. Woodley, who do you have?
I had the Seahawks against your Steelers, yeah. So
Which
we're good there.
we already talked about there. Okay, 2 down on the number 2 picks here. Next, we're going to go to Brandon Cantu for his number 2 pick.
I like my number 2 pick a lot. Eagles.
Then why isn't it your number 1 pick, Cantu?
Because I love my number 1. I love more than one game. I don't know what do you want me to do
All
when I
right,
love
go
so
ahead.
many
Go ahead,
games.
Cantu.
Cantu likes the board every week. You know
I
that,
do.
Bill.
I do. I like a lot of games, and I have to
Part of his
put it
life.
down to 2. Eagles at Chiefs. It's the 1:00 Pacific game. Eagles, I don't want to talk about them as much, but I'm just going to say they were underwhelming, and I do like the Eagles. They were underwhelming, but they were without their best defensive player. We all know that. What I more want to talk about is the Chiefs, and I'm going to jump to conclusions.
Wait, Cantu, can I say hawk? There was some spitting
yeah, there
incident.
was.
Continue, Cantu.
The Chiefs, I think this is the end of their title run, year after year, Super Bowl, year after year after year. Do I think they win the playoffs? They might even or make the playoffs. Yes. Do I think they win the division? Maybe. But I think this is like a 10-7 team, maybe 11-6. Nothing like what we've seen in years past. What is it? They just look off? I feel like they've lost something. They've been figured out. Their string of lucky wins.
They seem a little bit off to
They've
me.
lost 2 in a row after they won 15. They went 15-1
You
and
guys,
then made the
exactly.
Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Listen, I'm not saying I like the pick, but I understand what Cantu's
Oh,
saying. They do seem a
man.
little bit off. Now, having said that, I'm on the Chiefs, right? Because the Chiefs have this magic. They lost their first game. They've been questioning themselves all summer. They're questioning themselves even more. And they're very a powerful team. And they lost a Super Bowl. They got blown out to Philly. I was at that game, and I think they circled this game on their calendar. Maybe that's why they lost
The Ravens
last
had
week.
their game circled too. They were yipping and yapping. How are we gonna stick it to them? And what did the Ravens do? The biggest collapse in NFL history.
Mike, having said that, I'll say that I will take the Chiefs. Go ahead, Mike. Who do you like?
You know, I've gone back and forth on this game. I was literally
What a surprise, Mike.
originally
Mike, you went back and forth?
leaning Chiefs a lot. But everything going in this year, and Mahomes talked about it, was going to be centered around Xavier Worthy, who now, if he doesn't have surgery, is going to have to do 2 months of rehab and wear a brace, and who knows how good he's going to be. And their offense is going to struggle, but I said the Eagles missing 10 players off defense, including 5 starters, were going to struggle, and they looked like absolute crap in the first half against Dallas. And I don't know what game you guys are watching, but Dallas should have won this game. The turnover at the end of the third quarter.
Mike, which side did you bet, Mike?
What's that?
Which side did
I
you
had
bet?
Dallas.
Oh yeah, so what we've
should've
heard you
won
say.
outright.
We've heard you say 50 times in a row when you
Should've
had
won
a bet that lost. That
They should've won
the team
outright.
I bet
I'm
should have
sorry,
won.
they should have won outright. Not only that they
Mike,
had
we're all
they
stunned.
had the turnover at the 10-yard line.
Mike, we're all
which
stunned.
would have put them into the lead. And then what happened? Oh, the magical fake, and it is the fake weather report. The fake lightning
weather
storm.
report.
Sean Perry was at the game going, look, there's not a cloud in the sky, and we're in a lightning storm break. Did you see that tweet he put out?
Well, if Sean Perry says it, we got.
But it was pretty funny.
gotta-
It was pretty funny. You got to admit that. And I kept saying, look at this fake storm. There's nothing around. And then what happened after that? Dallas couldn't get a yard, and they lost.
You like the Chiefs, right?
I do like the
Yeah.
All that to like the Chiefs?
I-
I like the Chiefs because
We
I
oughta-
don't think they're going
oughta-
0-2.
We ought to
The
ban
Chiefs-
somebody spending so much time on
Because
one
they're
side.
I just don't believe they're going 0-2, and I think the Eagles' defense, I think what you saw in the first half against Dallas, you're going to see this game, and the Chiefs are going to shred them.
Woodley, thoughts?
I'll make it quick. I got the Chiefs. It's not must win, but don't overthink it. It's at
Definitely
Arrowhead.
not.
It's at Overhead. It's like the ultimate revenge game.
They
They're
never
coming
lose
off a
there.
loss. They're coming back home from wherever they were, Brazil.
they're gonna lose
and
by 2
they're
scores.
they're gonna win. They're gonna come out strong. I think it's actually gonna be a really ugly game. I think
Me too.
it's gonna be like 17-13 or like 17-14. But give me the Chiefs at home.
That's interesting. Cantu, both of your picks, we voted all three of us against.
I love it. That is
mean,
more
Mike,
reason.
When was the
everyone
last time the
else-
Chiefs
Now,
lost
so
2 games in a row? That's
Mike-
a better question.
Mike, give us your number 2 pick.
My number 2 pick, I went back and forth on this again, but
What a shocker.
I love this number 2 pick. I thought the Houston. I'm going Houston, Texas, laying 2.5. Now, again, I told you I don't like
Now,
these
wait,
2.5s
Mike,
at home.
wait. I love to say this. Danny, post all of our number 2 picks whenever you can. Mike, continue.
You know, and I thought Houston played really well against the Rams. Got a top 10 defense. I mean, they're a really good defense. And so they struggle to score. They're going home, coming off of a loss. And Tampa Bay, yeah, they beat Atlanta, but if the kicker makes a kick, it goes to overtime, and who knows what happens. Atlanta was right in that game. I have Tampa Bay to win the division, as you guys know, for 5K. And I'm a big Baker Mayfield man. But you know how hard it is to win back-to-back road games in the NFL? Pretty tough.
Trends.
I like Houston.
Another trend.
Just like how rookie quarterbacks can't win week 1, like JJ McCarthy.
Oh, he's not a rookie, buddy.
Well, you said he was a
You
rookie.
said
for
he
the
was
last
not a
4 months.
rookie.
You said
You
he was.
said he
he
was.
didn't win. The coach gave him the
Oh,
game.
Okay. I give me the Bucks. Just give me the Bucks. I don't think the Texans are very good. I think the Bucks are a really good team. That
I do too.
I'm not gonna pretend to try to get his name right, but that rookie wide receiver the Bucks had looked incredible.
good.
They are that is a very
They said
very
he wasn't
good
going to
team.
play. He played.
Yep. So
Remember
Okay.
I told you last week they said he wasn't going to play?
Mike, give me the Bucks. Cantu.
Give me the Bucks.
Mike, you're all alone again.
I'll
You
take
went
it. I was
back
the
and
only
forth.
one that was 2-0
Now,
last week. I'll
now
take it.
Okay, we have to talk about Survivor Pool, but first, a little bonus for the group. We only have 3-4 minutes left. A
Oh.
little bonus. Mike, we had a consensus pick.
We did. And it was
and
going to
Mike
be.
changed his mind.
Let him go.
Detroit minus 5.5.
And I want to say the reason why I changed my pick is the coach of the Bears
The people at home,
was the offensive
Mike
coordinator for 4 years for Detroit.
Mike took this consensus pick away from us.
Yeah.
And I think the folks
I don't
at home,
think they can
that
cover
means it's a
5.5.
lock. That means it's a lock.
The guy knows every one of their plays. He knows where everybody's going to be in what position. They're coming off a brutal loss that they should have won
By the way-
99 out of 100
By
times
the way,
to
Mike
Minnesota.
tried to put it back in the mix. Okay, listen, now we have to talk about Survivor Pool. I saw some really cool plays in Survivor Pool. I spent some time. I made all my picks. You know who I really liked? I'm going to tell you 2 teams. One is Arizona. Okay. Arizona, and then the other one is Dallas hosting the Giants. Because I don't know when you can use these. Now, these are for when I'm in, 15,000 people. I want to use some of these bad teams early. And if I'm out of the pool, I'm out of the pool, but I want to save some power for late. I've watched Cantu do this for years and years, and Cantu's been pretty good at Survivor pools. So, yeah, I'm really liking Arizona at home
I am liking
and
it.
Dallas at home. All right, any other thoughts? We have about 2-3 minutes left.
I like the Arizona pick.
Me too.
The one thing I about the Dallas pick,
And they're hosting, by the way, it's against Carolina.
the one thing about the Dallas pick that people don't realize is Washington, who's considered like a third top pick in the NFC to win the NFC, and they crushed the Giants, laying 6.
Yeah.
Dallas was a 7.5 win, 2 games less, and they're laying the exact same 6. Why? Because they played close with the Eagles in the first half. I mean, so the Giants +6 was close to being one of my plays, and I'm a little worried about this game because the Giants play as bad as they can play, and Washington is really good, and people are jumping off on the Dallas bandwagon because they played the Eagles close and didn't score in the second half.
Mike, it's also hard. When are you going to use them? I mean, I looked at
Not in a
Dallas'
division
schedule.
game.
No,
Dallas
but I mean,
has
it
a
wasn't
tough
until
schedule.
week 13 or something
Not
that I
in a
could use them
division
for
game.
14.
I
so-
I mean,
agree
they got to win though too, and trust in Dallas at this point is
Woodley,
tough.
Yeah.
you're gonna finish us off with some top picks here because you were the hottest of all of us last
Definitely
year.
off for the Ravens. though.
Not this year. Like I think in Circa only like 58 entries got eliminated, and I made out about half of them with my New England pick.
Yeah,
in
me
Miami.
and Woodley are partners in Circa. He found a way to grenade 2 Survivor picks in the first week.
99% of every Survivor pool survived. It looks
But
like.
I'll be quick on this. I think other than the usual suspects on that one, and Dallas is interesting. They'd be popular. Arizona's to be very popular as well. Detroit is kind of interesting playing Chicago.
A must-win game.
The Rams at Tennessee with a quarterback that looks completely lost. He needs a few more games under him.
I used a few picks on the Rams.
A sneaky one here is and not a lot of people are going to be on him, is my Minnesota Vikings at home versus the Falcons.
You know what? Like I said, I don't think they're going to cover. I mean, they could lose outright. I don't really like that, but it's possible.
Yeah.
But the thing is, of Detroit. Here's this thing about the Detroit this game. This is why I almost made it on my number 2 pick, but I thought the point spread was too much. They're in a must-win game. If they lose this game and go to 0-2, guess who they play next week on the road? The Ravens.
Wow.
And then they're staring 0-3 right in the face.
Okay, let me just say this, guys.
I do like
my
Detroit a lot.
$50,000 buy-in pool. I bought in $50,000 of my own money. That one, there's only 17 players, so I'm thinking about using the Ravens. It's such a different strategy.
That's a different strategy.
Because it's just such a different strategy. But Arizona, Dallas, that's it. Hey, guys, here we are from our second live show ever from Circa. Fade Us podcast. Good
Please
night.
fade us.